I think to find out, we can better jump into the game. And as you can see, d3n0r and maDe are about to start the first match.
And we'll see what type of mage it is right away. And it... Oh, this looks like a freeze mage though.
Wow.
So he just dodged that warrior. So if he gets a win here, this is really crucial for d3n0r.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty strange that he didn't ban the shaman if you bring freeze mage, since freeze mage is supposed to be as one of those mid-range shaman counters nowadays.
Yeah, and it's like if a mate had the shaman open, like giving freeze mage into that is fine. We can also see a Harrison, so maybe this is some type of wacky Reno mage. I'm not sure what this is, but this game is starting out pretty great.
Yeah, we already started with some weird ass mage deck. Maybe saw Sushi playing last week.
Yeah, maybe just borrowed Sushi's deck. So
Yeah.
and I think maDe is running the secret face hunter. That looks to me with the Argent Horse Rider in it. And
This can be a really crucial turn. Do you drop down the Doomsayer and do you trade away the kindly grandmother? But there's then 5 damage on the board, so it's gonna be really easy for maDe to deal with the Doomsayer. Or are you gonna wait a little bit longer and you get the Cone of Cold out of the Babbling Book, so you can maybe combo it down with the Cone of Cold Doomsayer.
True. Yeah, that Cone of Cold Doomsayer might come in handy later, but this just gives you a lot of tempo. I'm not sure what's in d3n0r's deck, so it's hard to tell what's the right play here. But doesn't feel like the best Doomsayer here to me. I think if you just ping away or even trade your Babbling Book here, just works just as is just fine here.
Yeah, it's gonna be really hard for d3n0r to find. Yeah, he's definitely doubting to play that Doomsayer, since if he trades away the Fury Bat, the Doomsayer is literally doing nothing, since it will only give maDe a better minion. And if you trade away the kindly grandmother and play that Doomsayer over there, yeah, there's a big chance maDe is gonna kill it off with some kind of Eagle Horn bow play. And as you can see, the hand of maDe even has the Argent Horse Rider.
And I don't even think d3n0r minded that ping from the Fiery Bat going towards his Babbling Book, because that way his Kindly Grandmother is unable to proc itself.
Yeah.
And looks like he picked up a Frostbolt, so now d3n0r will know that this isn't the cat trick. And
going ping. Makes sense though. You really want to remove that Cloak Huntress, otherwise every trap maDe is gonna pick up is gonna give him a lot of tempo. And as you can see, he picked up the Snake Trap there. Not doing that much though.
And maDe is also just playing the Snake Trap instead of playing the Argent Horse Rider, which is more damage right away. If you suspect a freeze, like Argent Horse Rider might have been a lot better then. And
wow. I think it is gonna be Reno Mage, especially when we see
Yeah,
the Refreshment Spender coming in. That's one of those cards that you don't see played in a deck where there's no Reno. This is one of those Reno cards. You see it in Reno Lock, you see it in Reno Hunter maybe.
Yeah. But this time you're pretty sure like this is some wonky mage deck, and you can just rush face. He's also playing Twilight Guardians, so some dragon synergy in there as well. A lot of things in there, I guess. So
yeah, I think maDe has only one opportunity to win this one. Just go face here and hope he's gonna get his hope he doesn't get the Reno here.
So wait, is he going to play the Doomsayer here? This seems very strange, especially with him having a cone in hand.
Wow, he traded here. Yeah,
and he just I think he played that turn a bit too fast, and well, now maDe can just like clear that Doomsayer happily away.
But do you?
Or he can, you can just rush face as well.
You miss literally, you miss 6 damage if you trade everything in. And you know it's some kind of wacky mage, so there's probably a big chance there's a Blizzard or maybe a Frost Nova, or the Cone of Cold is also in the hand of d3n0r. What if he just went face here? It's like 6, 5, 11, 13 damage to the face. And
I think going phase there might have been correct.
yeah, since he probably have set up for lethal, the kindly Karenglar would pop, so we would still have the 3-2 Wolf there. And you're definitely gonna lose this if the Reno is coming out. So you want to kill him as fast as possible before Denner finds a way of picking up that Reno.
This way you give d3n0r more time to stall. And, you could just skill command in his face there and just hero powered. But we'll see how this ends up for maDe. It's definitely one of those advantages from d3n0r's side with him bring a really weird tech, and you never know what's in it. So probably.
The Cone of Cold came from the Babbling book, so still no information for maDe what kind of deck it is, since the Cone of Cold, yeah, it's just a card that was not in the deck of d3n0r. It can still be another one, and we see another Dragon Bookworm.
Okay, he's going for the Guardian here instead of the Bookworm, just to develop that town. This way he can Arcane Blast the Big Bad Wolf as well. Okay, takes care of a lot of threats on the board. You can also still Bookworm that Divine Shielded 1/1 later in the game.
Nice pickup there for maDe. Another direct damage spell. Yeah, especially with a big town on the board. You need those direct damage spells to probably win this. But what if he just went phase there? He would probably have won by now.
Yeah, especially with that burn in hand. I think you can empty your hand and just play Leroy here.
Yeah, Leroy for trade. And then go phase. Definitely hero power over the burn spell, since the hero
you
power
want to cycle that quick shot.
Yeah.
Try to some more burn. Or a weapon wouldn't be that bad as well.
d3n0r is still in the position that if he doesn't pick up that Reno, he's definitely gonna lose this one. And he was hoping maDe playing a weapon, since the Harrison Jones was in his hand, but there's no weapon for him yet.
Well, he also has a refreshment fender, so that's at least 4 health that he can gain back for 6 mana. But so that's something. He's going to opt for the Emperor. I think you're still reasonably safe here. You could have just played the, refreshment fender. You could have just played the Emperor as well here.
Yeah, the Emperor makes sense, since you have a pretty big hand and you can get a lot of value in the future. And the refreshment fender playing for 5 instead of 6 was actually a little bit better later on. Picking up the Secret Keeper is not exactly what maDe wants here. And d3n0r is taking over the game now. If he can play another strong minion there, maDe has to be careful that he's not dying now.
He's going to Firelands Portal phase and probably just clear that Secret Keeper.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good minion.
That's a lot of damage.
But the thing is, maDe still has time because, well, d3n0r is playing a Reno list. As long as he isn't drawing Reno or Ice Block or anything, then you're still okay. No secrets played by d3n0r, no Reno so far, so...
And maDe is 2 damage off lethal here. You have the Eagle Horn Bow, hero power, kill command, quick shot, put him on 2 HP, and then he forces d3n0r to draw some heal or maybe an ice block or ice barrier. No, ice barrier is not even saving him.
He opted to save the burn.
Ooh, Catalyst Tomb.
Catalyst
Little late.
Yeah, he can't play anything. So I think this game is going to go to maDe. There's a 6 damage in hand. Explosive Trap doesn't really do anything. But yeah, first game goes to maDe. And let's see what this Wacky Mage deck will do tonight. What's your prediction? Is it going to tank or is it going to take...
I think it's a little bit inconsistent. You play a lot of situational cards, especially also with the Dragon Engine. You play Bookworm, the Twilight Guardian, and Twilight Guardian is not a really good card, only when you have a dragon in hand. If you don't play that many dragons, only one-offs, you're probably not going to get a lot of value out of it. So it's 1-0 for maDe, and let's look lineup-wise. maDe is still the warrior against that mage. I think if it's a control warrior, it should be pretty good against the mage. And he also has the druid, and that's one of the strongest decks at the moment after the shaman.
Oh, but maDe is playing his beast druid. He played that last week as well, so I think he might have just stick to his traditional lineup from last week. So that could be a dragon warrior as well. But this isn't a bad hand for maDe.
No, really good actually, especially with that Enchanted Raven in the start. And those Living Roots are so good against Hunter. It deals with almost every early game threat. You can deal with the King's Alec, the Huge Toad, the Fairy Bat. But even if d3n0r rolls a Huffer, oh wow.
Yeah, that's a pretty good pickup right there. Now you get to play the Savage Combatant on 4, or on 3, I mean.
Yeah, it's actually on 3, yeah. It's on 4 mana, but it's still
Yeah.
on 3, yeah.
So, coin Animal Companion?
Maybe you just coin Kill Command to kill off the Darnassus. You really don't want to
I guess.
give him the Temple play. Those turn 4s can be pretty scary, especially in a Beast Hunter. Savage Combatant is such a threat, especially if d3n0r doesn't find a way of dealing with that early on. That hero power can deal with so many cards of d3n0r.
But still, it feels really bad though. You're coining out a spell as removal while playing Hunter, which is pretty tempo based, so
Yeah.
you're really far behind at this point.
Yeah, definitely. But he has
Okay.
that Savannah High main. He got two actually. Mate must be really happy though to play the Beast Hunter, since I think Beast Hunter has a pretty big chance of winning against Hunter, while the normal regular Druid has a hard time to win.
Yeah, and the Beast Druid is a lot faster and can just out tempo the mid-range Hunter. And Darren's going for the cat trick here, and probably the Kindly Grandmother as well. Last roll in Animal Companion was a Huffer, by the way, which wasn't the best for him. If it would have been a 4 health minion, it would have been a lot better, but
Maybe there's a couple of things to do here. You can go for the Living Roots, kill off the Kindly Grandmother, but you can also decide to test the secret to go face with one of the saplings and then just play Stranglethorn Tiger. Yeah, I think Tiger here is the play. He could decide to go for the double spell hero power kill with the big bad wolf, but he saw that there was no explosive trap. He saw that there was no freezing trap or snake trap. So maybe he was thinking, yeah, it's gonna be that cat trick. I'm not gonna give him that 4/2 stealth minion.
yeah, neat. So, and just dropping a 5/5 dagger while your opponent's so low is really good as well. And let's see if he continues to play around it, because he can just opt to play the Aspirant, hero power down the 1/1, the 2/1 I mean, and just go face.
Yeah, can
No
definitely
real
do it.
reason. Yeah.
There's no reason to give him a little bit of a comeback potential, since there's enough damage on the board to deal, and turn 6 is most of the times that high main play. He didn't see any other secrets, so mate is probably feeling really safe at this point.
Yeah, and this is lethal for mate with the Living Roots, even more with Druid of the Saber.
Yep.
So,
Well
yeah.
done.
Mate takes a pretty fast game number 2 with his Beast Druid. And now he only has a Warrior left, so...
And we saw him playing Dragon Warrior like the last week. So, and if he sticks to the Beast Roots, he's probably also sticking to that Dragon Warrior. And that can be a really fast game too, since Dragon Warrior can be actually pretty good against Hunter. And it can also be pretty good against that. I think everything is going to be good against the Mage. So, welcome back, boys. I think the issues are fixed now, so we're going back to the games.
And Mate is doing pretty good with his Dragon Warrior. d3n0r is already reasonably low, but now this isn't the best of plays for Mate. He can drop down a Revenue Ghoul, but just dies to the bow anyway. And meanwhile, d3n0r, he's stuck with 3 secrets in hand, and so he really wants to pick up that Cloaked Huntress maybe.
I have to restart my Hearthstone since I'm not in the game and they say I'm still in it, so I'm sorry about that. So I will restart my Hearthstone.
Meanwhile, Mate's Twilight Guardian gets sniped away, but not completely. Still has 2 health left. So this is probably going to be an easy trade for d3n0r's Argent Horse Rider. And, now he gets to push in some damage face, I think, even with those 2 chargers. You can easily start going phase. You can even develop a freezing trap. Surprised he goes for a display, because health total matters a lot versus Dragon Warrior, because then once you get at 15 health or lower, then they get that Draconid Crusher, which can be very detrimental because of the 9 health total. Only a Deadly Shot can deal with that.
I'm trying to get into the game. I'm joining d3n0r now. Hopefully it will be good. Okay, so I see the hand of d3n0r. Still need to see the hand of Mate. So we see Denner actually doing a really great job, having a good start with Eagle Hornbow double secret. Twilight Guardian is actually really good. Since you can stall a little bit longer, and if Denner decides to just to wait a turn, that Bookworm is gonna destroy that Argent Horse Rider.
Yeah, I think you don't want to take that much damage from the Hunter as well, and just 6 health is really awkward for a Hunter to deal with, because 5 health, a Beast and a Kill Command, then it's dropped down easily, but he's going for that Divine Shield removal, which is pretty strange to me, seeing he has the Bookworm in hand.
Yeah, it's pretty weird, but he also has that Ravaging Ghoul, so maybe he wants to go for like a Ravaging Ghoul play into Cleave or something next turn?
Could be.
I don't know. And Blackwing Corruptor is also one of those cards that's pretty nice to get back in your hand, to get another 3 damage on a minion. So.
Yeah, it's actually, it's not a bad pickup for sure. Oh, he's going to quick shot the minion? Oh. Very surprised here that he just doesn't let Twilight Guardian attack him, and the Blackwing Corruptor attacked him and just give him another charge.
Yeah, he cannot attack with the bow right now since he's still waiting to get those extra charges, and Blackwing Corruptor is actually a pretty big minion that you want to get freezing trapped and push some extra damage in a couple of turns. You're playing Phase Hunter, right? So you have to get the damage in, and now you're on turn 7 and only did 0 damage.
Yeah. Well, he's not playing the face, he's playing the more mid-rangey version, I think. We saw the high main, so so his top decks are going to be pretty good here. Or should be pretty good. Not a cat trick, but so meanwhile, maDe, sitting at 28 health, still has no care in the world because there hasn't been a high main so far. So he's going to activate his freezing.
Yeah, and I think he's just gonna replay the Drake just to protect his life points again. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And maDe is not in a hurry to do anything. He has a really good hand. He has all the removal of the world, like that Ravaging Ghoul can do with the Kindly Grandmother or maybe some 1-health minions. But those Bookworms are gonna get his value later on in the game.
So the Twilight Guardian is gonna get dealt with. Kill Command, just a small bounce. The Kindly Grandmother, bringing out the big bad wolf.
And now the Bookworm coming out to deal with that big bad wolf. And the freezing trap is gone now, so maDe can finally start pushing some damage. Oh wow, and what a pickup there by maDe. Ragnaros the Fire Lord.
Well, you could actually Bookworm here just to bait out a Deadly Shot. I mean, if there's a Deadly Shot in Denner's hand, he'll probably use it on the Bookworm. 3/6 is a lot of health to deal with. So, wouldn't be surprised if maDe goes for the Bookworm here.
I think, yeah, it's hard though, but Rag is such a big threat.
YOLO Rag.
Yeah. And if there was a Deadly Shot in the hand of Denner, like those cards were sitting in the hand of Denner for a couple of turns, and he would have probably played it on the 3/6 stone, am I right?
Yeah, true. For sure. Not investing the Kill Command. Yeah, so this Rag is correct for sure then.
What's your game plan now for Denner? Are you deciding to just go full smart, Kill Command phase, Hero Power, Quick Shot phase? He's just
conceding. Wow, that was a really fast series. So maDe trioing Denner here.